Okay, in this second video, we're going to have a quick look at doing actions and buttons in Illustrator. So as you may have seen in the previous video, we do have a set of coordinates that we need to follow using our transformation, shear, and rotate buttons in Illustrator. And this can be kind of time consuming. And I'm going to show you a technique which is actually going to speed this up, and that involves creating actions. So in order to do this, I'm going to go to Window, and I'm going to scroll down to Actions and bring up our Actions panel. And you notice I have actually put in a shortcut option for showing how to get the correct isometric setup. And if we have a look at the actions here, there are some preset actions for Illustrator, and I actually have some pre-built in here. Now, if you've worked with actions before, you'll have a good idea of how these work, but if not, they are fairly simple. And all they do is you create a new action, and you can put them in a subfolder if need be, and you can record whatever you're doing on screen and then tell it to stop, and Illustrator will remember that particular action. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to start off with, once again, the basic shape. Now I'm going to do this off to the side here, and let's drop a color in that. Fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and just duplicate those. Again, below. I'm not going to do the text on these this time. We'll figure out what they are later, and I might actually do these slightly in accordance to the colors here. Actually, let's do it from the top. Top can be left. There's orange color. Go with that. This one here can be the orangey color, and the deep red can be the right one. So looking at the colorization here. And again, we follow through the same procedures, but this time, rather than just clicking through and trying to remember the coordinates, I'm actually going to record them. So I'm going to select on my object here, and I'm going to create a new action. So looks like creating a new layer image. Let's create new action, and I'm going to call this ISO, or you can call it isometric, and this is going to be for left. So we do want to name these pretty good, and we can add a color to them as well to make them easily spotted. I'm just going to change this one to orange, and I'm going to hit record. Now, once we've hit record, any actions that we do until we tell this to stop are going to do that. So let's jump in, and I'm going to select on my scale tool, double click, non-uniform, 100, 86.602, okay. Shear tool, double click, and for this one is -30 to the left, okay, and finally rotate, -30, okay. Now that that's done, I'm going to hit the stop button, like so. Great, that's one done. I'm going to quickly do the other ones now. I'm going to select on my next one, which is, in this instance, is going to be the top layer. So following the instructions here, let's create a new one and call it ISO top. Give this orange, let's give this a red color. Now I'm going to hit record. Click on my scale tool, open it up, non-uniform. It should be already set to the previous number. Fantastic. Go to the shear tool. And in this case, the shear needs to be 30 degrees. Hit OK. And then finally, the rotate tool, double click. And for the top one, -30 should do it. Fantastic. Hit the stop key. So we now have ISO top and ISO left. Finally, right hand side, let's grab a new one for this. Let's call it ISO right. color. Let's make this one yellow. And let's go through the procedures for this one. And I've actually made a little bit of an error with that, so I'm just going to delete that one. Print out. Let's try again. ISO right. Go yellow and hit record. And then we run through the process again. Scale tool, double click. That should be already preset. Shear tool for the right needs to be 30 degrees. Fantastic. And for the rotate, it needs to be 30 degrees as well. Fantastic. I'm going to hit the stop key there. So now I have ISO left, ISO top, ISO right. I'm going to put those into a file and rename it ISO rotate. Okay. And here they are. And let's drop them into the file. So they should be nice and easy to locate. Cool. So what this means now is at any point I can create, I'm just going to hide that background just to make it a little easier to see. You can create a shape in this, and I can click on ISO right, ISO top, ISO left, and hit the play button, and automatically it's going to grab that object and rotate that accordingly, which is pretty good in itself. So ISO top, hooray, we've got a top component that we can now place on top. And vice versa. Now that's all very well and good, but it's still a couple of steps that we can decrease in this. So rather than having to select on here and then having to go to the play button, what we can do is go to this option here in our actions panel and scroll down. I'm going to go to button mode. And this converts this directly to a button. And you can see here, here's my labeled ISO command that I've created. And I can create a shape as required. And selecting that and go, you know what, this needs to be a left. And bang, it is a left ISO now. So there we have it. That's how we set up some basic buttons that are going to be shortcuts for this. Now, other options as well that we may want to do is some undo buttons as well. So I've got some pre-built here, and we'll have these in a PDF as well. This is in case you've created one and you go, you know what, I need to undo that one, and it will reverse those performances. It's my right, I can undo that one. It's my top, I can undo top. And that's basically it for setting up our quick actions and our buttons for our ISOs. You may wish to save these out if you have created these, and you can also load up actions as well. So you may need to go into out of button mode first, and jump in. And save actions. You can save those out. So you just have a bit of time creating some actions like this, and they're not part of the presets. And if you are going to be on a different channel, do remember to save those out. As I said, you will need to switch it back off button mode and jump to save options, but that's fine as well. And I also will have some actions available for you to load up